Hello everyone, it's Madi Madison Spectrum Art.
Hi guys, welcome to Spectrum Art. We are back and we are going to continue on, guess what? Our piano paper roll series. It's actually developed into a series now because we've done like 3 or 4 projects, right? If you've missed them, we have done envelopes, we have done pockets, and when we did the last pockets, oh, and we've done tags, which I don't think I've loaded that video yet. I have to make it public, so I'll be sure to do that. But when we did the last ones, where we did the longer pockets, we had torn page pieces and had these left over from those ends when we had tore those pages. And when we were done, we still had a little bit more of those words, some of the paper, and more importantly, remember we had used those images from FARMIRAGE, and originally they come in a 2.5 by 3.5 size, so they come ATC size. Well, we had resized them and done them smaller size, and then we had resized them again and done them even smaller stamp size because we weren't sure what size we were going to be using, right? So that's another good tip, guys. Remember that when you go ahead and you purchase your digital image packs, you have options. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, you can use them for multiple projects, of course. So they're a really good investment. You know, when it comes to like this pack, we paid $1 for, and we've done 3 projects out of it already in different sizes. And the cool thing is, they also coordinate, right? Because they are the same images. So if you're making an envelope and then you're making a tuck spot, and then today we're going to be making some paper clips, embellishments, they all coordinate. So they could be utilized cohesively in your projects, right? So always remember that one image pack can yield a whole lot of different projects, right? All right, so back to what we're doing today. Madison's going to go ahead and tell us what we're going to be utilizing. And what kicked off the idea again is, you know, having all these little bits and pieces left. So what are we going to be needing?
Book pages?
Yes, we're going to need book pages to make these little guys right here.
Then?
You're just going to take the page and fold it over in distress.
Distress inks?
Your distress inks to distress around your pages and images, right?
Then paper clips?
Right, we're going to need paper clips. We're going to be using the large paper clips for this project. I'm pretty sure we might end up using some smaller ones. I don't know. Once we get started and we see how it actually works out, we'll decide from there. But for right now, I think probably large.
Then piano, wait.
The piano paper?
Images.
Yeah, the images. Yes, of course, you're right. We're going to need some images. And again, I'll link those down below.
Then piano paper.
Piano paper. These are the pieces, as you can tell, literally scraps that we had left. And some of these were not even very interesting at all, right? This one's gorgeous, but some of these are kind of plain. Some of them don't even have much at all, but we're gonna give them some pizzazz. What else?
Then cardstock.
Yes, we're going to be using cardstock, or you can use the same book that you're working with. Yes, to go ahead and hide that paper clip and reinforce the paper in the back.
Then napkins.
And yes, we figured on this one, we're going to go ahead and use napkins. Now, this is Madison's goodie bag. This is where she tosses any bits and pieces. Right, when she's working and she has all these yummy scraps, she tosses them in the back and we collect them, and then we use them for other projects. Thank you. Oh, look at that pretty teacup. So we're going to go ahead and be going through our scrap box. Again, once again, no waste, right?
You don't waste them.
That's right. Look how beautiful those are. So we're going to be using those to go ahead and create these as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started and walk you through what the process is going to be. Feel free to go ahead and gather up all your goodies and get creating with us. And now that the words have all been obviously stamped, as you saw, we went ahead and tore around the edges as well as distressed them. We have got a whole cup full of yumminess. And again, that was a piano paper that was not the most attractive. You know, it's still beautiful, delicious textured paper, but now they've also have another added element, which is the stamp words on them. So now that we've done that, we've got our, we decided to use the same book page so that it kind of coordinates on the back. We're gonna go ahead and start Mod Podging our napkins and of course attaching the backs.
Paperclip.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You can also do it while you're at a doctor's office.
That's right. This is something that you could totally do one afternoon as you're sitting there at a doctor's office or on the couch watching TV. Just take an evening and stamp away some words, or tear around, and then distress.
You can also do it on a car trip.
That's true. It travels. So let's go ahead and get started on putting these together. Now that we have placed our napkin, our piano roll stamped words, and our image and glued the sides, we now have this pocket here, right? Of course, you could just leave it as is, but we're turning these into paper clips, don't forget that. So what you'll need to do is you will take your piece of cardstock, or in our case, we went ahead and used a piece of that leftover book page. You will insert your paper clip, just like you were clipping something, right? I prefer to leave the large piece on the outside because it just, to me, it just grips better onto pages. If you want it to be a little bit more dainty, you could use, you know, the smaller side, whichever. There's no right or wrong way. And we're gonna go ahead and attach that to the back. Now you have two choices. You can either attach them up here, you know, if you want it to be flush with the page. You can also attach them down lower if you want this to kind of stick out a bit. In my case, I do want it to stick out. Oh, one other tip before I forget. If you want to do it up here and have it be flushed with a page, you can also slide your paper clip just slightly. You see that? It's just slightly sticking out. And by doing so, you can now go ahead and attach dangles, you can attach beads, you can attach tassels, whatever you'd like to. You actually have a place to go ahead and anchor and attach stuff to. But we're not going to be doing that. We've done that in other projects, and I'm sure we'll be doing it again. For today, I want to actually bring them down because I do want this to stick out whenever I attach them to pages. And all you'll need to do is place your glue and make sure that you are generous with the glue, because you want this to basically adhere on all sides so that paper clip does not come loose in later use, right? As you're sliding it on and off of your pages, especially around that paper clip. A lot of times I use hot glue This is thinner paper. It's a little bit more delicate, so I'm going to be using my own concoction and mixture of glue. For those of you who have been in my lives, I know you've asked me previously, you've asked us what kind of glue that is that's in there, and I've explained to you the mixture that I actually use. But if you have questions, just leave them down below and I'll be happy to share that with you as well. Don't want to bore you with it again if you already are familiar with it. Okay, so once we give that time to dry, and it doesn't take long because again, it's just paper on paper, right? We will have our completed paperclip pocket. So let's look at the ones that we've already completed. And here they are. And we've done them in several different colors. We've done a teal. Again, you can go ahead and see the napkins that you saw us applying, and I'll run through these here quickly, but I just wanted to kind of share with you the paperclip mounts on the back. Now it is very well secured, it's not going anywhere. When you have your book or tag or ATC or whatever pocket letters you want to attach these to, they would look just like that, and you'd be able to put, you know, things in the pocket. And then of course the cute thing is that when you actually close your book, see, they kind of just peek right through. So I love the way that actually looks, and I hope you guys do too. And let me show you this little tag. All we did was we went ahead and grabbed some cardstock, distressed it on both sides, attached, this is a vintage ribbon, and went ahead and used the Tim Holtz tiny stapler and attached a small staple on there. But it just gives it a little bit of color, and we match them according to the napkin. But let me run through these real quick and you guys can just take a look. So those are the teal. Let's take a look at the pinks. So there's one more way to go ahead and utilize your piano paper and your leftover napkins, or just napkins in general, as well as some book pages, and of course beautiful images, which the link is down below in case you are interested. We hope that you have enjoyed the project. We hope that you will try it. Please give us some feedback. We love to know if you've tried it, if you plan on trying it, what adaptations or ideas you have, because again, this is just a launch pad for you guys to duplicate or even, you know, take it to a different level, right? To make it your very own. So please do share. And if you actually create something of a sort, please be sure to let us know, because we would love to go watch your video and see what you came up with. Once again, we thank you so much for being here. We hope that you have a blessed day, and we will see you guys back soon. Thanks for joining us. Bye.